Most change programs fail, not because the strategy is wrong, but because the people were never brought along. In this training, I'll show you the one stage of change that quietly decides whether everything else works. It's called awareness, and this is how you do it right. Here's a number that should stop every leader in their tracks. 70% of transformation programs fail to meet their goals. 70. And the number one reason isn't the technology, the budget, or the strategy. It's the people. But here's the thing. People don't resist change. They resist being changed without understanding why. That understanding has a name. It's called awareness. And it is where every successful change begins. In the next training, we'll cover 4 things. First, the Prosci framework and the ADKAR model, the world's most trusted approach to change. Second, we'll go deep on the awareness stage, why it's the most underestimated step, and how to get it right. Third, we'll build a practical communication plan together. And fourth, because this matters in our region especially, we'll talk about how to adapt your message across cultures and communication styles. Let's get started. So, what is Prosci? Prosci is the world's most widely used change management methodology. It's been refined over 20 years of research across thousands of real projects. And at its core sits one simple, powerful idea. Change succeeds one person at a time. Not one department at a time. Not one policy at a time. One person. Prosci is research-based, it's people-focused, and it's actionable, meaning it doesn't just tell you what to think about change, it tells you what to do about it. And the engine that powers it all is a 5-step model called ADKAR. ADKAR stands for awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. These are the 5 milestones every single person moves through when they go through a change. Awareness of the need for change. Desire to support it. Knowledge of how to change. Ability to demonstrate the new behavior. And reinforcement to make it stick. Here's the critical insight. These steps are sequential. If you skip one, especially the first one, the whole thing stalls. Today, we're going deep on step 1. The foundation. Awareness. Part 1. The awareness stage. Before anyone changes how they work, they must first understand why. So, what does awareness actually mean? It's more than just being informed. Awareness is the understanding of 3 things: the nature of the change, why it's happening, and what happens if we don't change. And here's the distinction that trips up almost every leader. Being informed is not the same as being aware. Informed means you've been told something is happening. Aware means you understand why it matters to you. A memo can inform people, but only a conversation can make them aware. Keep that difference in mind. It will change how you lead. Now let me show you what happens when awareness is skipped, because I guarantee you've seen every one of these. First, active resistance. People push back openly, delay adoption, challenge leaders in meetings. Second, quiet disengagement. Teams go silent, comply on paper, and quietly continue the old way behind closed doors. Third, rumor mills. Because without a clear narrative, people invent one, and it's almost always worse than the truth. And fourth, stalled momentum. The project launches, training happens, and yet results never come. Nobody can explain why. Here's what you need to see. Every one of these is a symptom of missing awareness. It is not a people problem. Here's a tool you can use tomorrow. When a change is announced, every single person silently asks 5 questions. Your job is to answer them clearly and upfront. Question 1. Why are we changing? Give them the business case in plain language. Question 2. Why now? What's the trigger? Question 3. What happens if we don't? What's the cost of standing still? Question 4. What does this mean for me? Personal impact, not corporate impact. And question 5, the most important, what's in it for me? The benefit at an individual level. If your communication doesn't answer these 5 questions, awareness will not take hold. It's that simple. Let's make that 5th question real. What's in it for me, or WIIFM, is the filter every person runs every change message through. Get this wrong and you lose the room. Here's the wrong way. We are implementing Microsoft 365 Copilot enterprise-wide in Q2 to drive AI-first productivity. Nobody leans in for that sentence. Now here's the right way. Copilot will take 30 minutes of email writing off your plate every single day. Same project, completely different message. The rule is simple. Translate strategy into time back, stress reduced, or growth unlocked always for every audience. Next best practice, and this one is backed by 20 years of Prosci research. The messenger matters as much as the message. There are two types of messengers, and they are not interchangeable. For the big picture, the why, the strategy, the commitment, people want to hear it from the top. From the executive sponsor. That voice gives the change credibility and weight. But for the personal picture, how it affects my daily work, what my role is, what success looks like for me, people want to hear it from their direct manager. Their boss. Get this backwards and you lose trust. People want the why from the top, and the how from their boss. Plan for both. Best practice number 3. The rule of 7. A message needs to land 7 times through different channels before most people truly hear it. 7. Why? 3 reasons. 1. Attention is fragmented. Your first message competes with 100 others that day. 2. Context changes meaning. Hearing something again after seeing it in action creates understanding. And 3. Trust is built through consistency. Repetition signals commitment, not noise. So when you think you've communicated enough, you're maybe halfway there. Keep going. Part 2. Building a communication plan. A plan turns awareness from a hope into a system. Every good communication plan answers 5 questions. Who, which audiences? Segment by role, not by org chart. What is the core message for each group? Keep it to 1 sentence. When, what is the cadence? Before, during, and after launch. How, which channel fits which message? Match the channel to the intent. And finally, who says it, sponsor, manager, or peer? Remember, the messenger changes the meaning. If you can answer all 5 of these clearly, you have a real plan. If you can't, you have a wish. Now let's talk channels, because no single channel does everything. Email is great for formal announcements and creating a record, but it's weak for emotional buy-in. Town halls are powerful for the big picture and the sponsor voice, but weak for two-way dialogue. Team meetings are where personal impact lands. That's where questions get answered. Video updates bring tone and human warmth. Your intranet or team site is perfect for on-demand access and FAQs. And one-on-one conversations are where you address real resistance. The best communication plans don't pick one. They layer 3 to 5 of these on purpose. Here's the cadence that actually works. Awareness is not a launch event, it's a rhythm. Before launch, build the case, brief your leaders, seed the story quietly. At launch, sponsor broadcasts the why, managers cascade the how, and every person walks away with clear next steps. After launch, and this is where most programs fail, celebrate early wins, address resistance openly, and repeat the why again and again. Because this is the thing, adoption happens in the months after launch, not the day of launch. If your plan stops at go live, your change stops there too. Part 3. Communication across cultures. The same message, spoken the same way, lands very differently in different rooms. Here in the Middle East and Africa, this concept matters more than almost anywhere. Cultures sit somewhere on a spectrum between high context and low context. High context cultures, that includes our region, as well as Japan, India, and Southern Europe, meaning lives in relationships, in tone, in what is unsaid. You build trust first. Then the content lands. Indirectness preserves harmony and respect. Face-to-face or voice matters more than the written word. Low-context cultures, Germany, the Nordics, the US, the Netherlands, meaning lives in the explicit words on the page. Data and clear logic build credibility fastest. Directness is valued, not rude. Written detail carries weight. If you work across these cultures, and most of us in this region do, you cannot send the same message the same way to both. You have to adapt. Beyond culture, every individual has a communication style. Here are the 4 you'll see in every room. The director wants the headline and the outcome, lead with the bottom line, then give them a short why. The relator wants to know people are cared for, lead with who it affects, and show empathy. The analyzer wants data, evidence, and logic. Lead with the numbers and show you're working. And the socializer wants energy, story, and possibility. Lead with the vision and make it exciting. You'll rarely have one style in the room. So build your message with all four in mind. Open with the headline, support it with data, tie it to people, and close with vision. Here's something worth remembering. Every message you send travels on 3 channels at once. The words you choose, verbal. The way you say them, tone. And what your body is doing while you say them, nonverbal. In emotional messages, the research shows words carry roughly 7% of the meaning. Tone carries about 38%. And nonverbal, your body, your face, your environment, carries the remaining 55%. Now, those exact numbers apply to emotional messages specifically. But the principle is universal. A confident, calm tone is itself a message. Eye contact, posture, and a well-placed pause can say more than a paragraph. Pay attention to all 3. Before we close, let me give you the 5 mistakes I see most often so you can avoid every one of them. 1. Announcing, not explaining. A press release is not a change conversation. 2. Talking only to leaders. The middle layer, your managers, is where change lives or dies. 3. Using corporate jargon. If a new hire can't understand it, rewrite it. 4. One and done. Sending a single email is not a communication plan. And 5. Ignoring pushback. Resistance is feedback. Listen before you respond. Avoid these 5, and you're already ahead of most programs I've seen. Here's your takeaway tool. Before your next change announcement, run through this checklist. Can I state the business reason in one clear sentence? Can I state the personal benefit for each audience? Is the sponsor visible and ready? Are managers briefed before their teams hear anything? Does my channel mix cover verbal, written, and visual? Have I planned to repeat the message at least 7 times? Have I tailored tone for high context and low context audiences? And finally, do I have a way to listen back, not just to broadcast? Run this list before every launch. It's the simplest quality check you'll ever do. If you remember only 3 things from this video, let it be these. First, awareness is the foundation. No desire, knowledge, or ability can be built on a shaky understanding of why. Spend more time here than feels comfortable. Second, the messenger is the message. People hear the strategic why from the top and the personal why from their manager. Plan for both deliberately. And third, communication is a 2-way street. Repeat across channels, adapt across cultures, and listen at least as much as you speak. Get those 3 right, and you are already far ahead of most leaders. That's it for today. Now go build awareness on purpose. In the next video in this series, we'll tackle the second step of ADKAR, desire. Moving people from I understand to I'm in. You'll find the full series on learning.sulaviemea.com. If this helped, hit subscribe, share it with someone leading change, and I'll see you in the next one.